Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Quick Little Pro Tip. I was inspired by being with Film Riot and shooting that short film to actually use my C300, which I haven't used for a little bit, and do a little bit of a different lighting setup. Today we're going to talk about one of the most powerful, if not the most powerful tool inside of Lightroom. And I really consider it a pro tool because it allows you to edit your photos so much more precisely. But before we get into that, it's time to announce the winner of this gimbal. I've randomly chosen a channel that commented on that video. The winner of this Yonge St gimbal is Cobwebs and Cords. I think you are actually the first female winner of any giveaway that I've ever done on this channel. And I think that's mostly just because my channel is like 5% women watching. So congrats. I'm excited to send you this gimbal, and I hope it helps you out with your channel and all the things that you make. Where's all the female creators at? I don't know what they don't like my channel, I guess. All right, so over the last 6 months or so, I've been developing my new Lightroom presets, and over the last couple weeks, I've really been dialing in, tweaking the look, and there's one tool that I've been using so much inside of Lightroom, and that's HSL. By the way, I think you guys are really gonna like the new presets that I'm working on. They're the presets that I use for everything, my thumbnails, my Instagram photos, everything. So one of the most powerful tools inside of Lightroom is the HSL section, and it's this weird, kind of scary looking area where there's a ton of different sliders, just like one after another, and it can feel a little bit intimidating, but it's actually not so bad. HSL stands for Hue, Saturation, and Luminance, and HSL is all about colors and manipulating your image based on colors. The hue is the shade or the tint or the tone of that color. The saturation is how vibrant is that color or how strong it is. And the luminance is how bright or dark is that color, basically just changing the exposure of that color. And for me, I use HSL in two ways. There's the look, your color grade, and then also color correction. You can do both things inside of HSL. And let's start off with color correction. The most common thing that I tweak in the HSL section is the skin tones. It's so good for tweaking your skin tones really quickly, and it's perfect for those cases where everything else in your image looks really nice. You're really happy with it, but there's one thing, for example, skin tones that are just a little bit off. So you don't want to be changing the temperature of the whole picture or the tint of the whole picture. You just want to do it for the specific color, in this case, orange. So let's say you're happy with your image, but the skin tones are a little bit off. You're going to zoom into the skin tones. Let's start off with hue, and the skin tones here feel a little bit too green to me. So all you're going to do is you're going to move that slider over to the magenta. Boom, done. You didn't change anything else on your image. You only changed the skin tones, anything that's orange in your image. Then let's say you think your skin tones are a little bit too saturated, a little bit too oompa loompa. We're gonna go in saturation, the orange slider, just bring it down a little bit. Boom, done. We didn't change anything else, just the orange colors. And then lastly, maybe you want the skin tones to pop a little bit more. You want them to be a little bit brighter. So you go into luminance, change that orange slider, bring it up a little bit where the exposure of the skin tones looks really good. Boom, done. Again, you didn't change anything else except for the skin tones. And you can do this with any color. For example, I do this with blues a lot. It affects the sky. So if you want a darker, moodier, or you want a little bit more teal in the color of the sky or more blue, you can do all of that inside the HSL, just changing the blue sliders. And the second use for the HSL section is your actual overall color grade or your look. Let's say, for example, we have this photo of my brother. This was in Norway last year when me and my brother went with Marcus Valeur and his friend Kim. We had an insane time. Let's say this picture has no preset on there right now. This is straight out of camera. Let's say we want to do a little bit more of a cinematic teal look. So let's go into HSL and let's only touch the green slider and the yellow slider. First, we're gonna go into hue and we're gonna move the green and the yellow sliders over to the teal, which is to the right side in this case. Now those colors are way too strong in my opinion, so let's go into saturation and then let's take them down. And look at that, look at the difference just by changing those two sliders in hue and saturation. right away the image looks a lot more cinematic and it has that nice teal look to it already. And we haven't done anything else yet. So let's see what else we can do. Let's tweak all of the colors inside luminance, inside saturation. Let's tweak all of the hues. Let's see what we can do, what kind of look we can come up with just inside of HSL. So after tweaking this for a good little bit, this is the look that I was able to come up with just using HSL. Nothing else. I didn't use any exposure or curves or split toning, nothing else, just HSL. Now, it's not perfect. There's still a lot of other stuff that I would do, but it's a really cool look already just using HSL. And that's why I think it is the most powerful tool inside of Lightroom or Premiere, or wherever you're editing your colors. And the reason I call it a pro tool is because it's that last 5 or 10% of tweaking that takes your photo from being like, it's pretty good, to being really, really good. When you're looking at all the different colors, everything that's going on in your image, and you're tweaking each of those separately. If there's something that doesn't quite look right in the greens or in your skin tones, or the sky's a little bit off, you can dial those in really specifically, only that color, and you can get that last 5 or 10% of quality that you need for your color correcting and your look. So next time you're editing your photo, you put on your preset, don't stop there, go into the HSL section, go through each color and just play around with them a little bit. If you haven't used HSL before, play around with each slider, see how it affects your image, and you're really gonna learn a ton that way. Don't settle for 90%, get that full 100%. All right, that's my quick little pro tip for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope cobwebs and cords, you enjoy this gimbal. Thanks guys, I'll see you.